dola benje sanje do baraisho zoje janam la janju bardo dane yozonje
sage jin zoge be sonamge dola benje sanje do baraisho.
From now on to entering enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and by the merit created in this practice, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. From now on till enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and by the merit created in this practice, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. Now until enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and by the merit created in this practice, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings.
Kange dujingi zongwa tawa tamje pambechire tambechune tamjebe kodamde la chaza lo. Ya da jirimbuchi. Kange sirgirila nyechina te ndapchatamde sirgiru. Kange tu kirila nyechina te ndapchatamde tu kiru zire suwa na shinche. Oda chik rangi karsware. Pagi rose mide and mi nanda kuryude zambujina di range ni chik mamam shushugi zambengora rodayaja. Ran rose de ni kuryude chik one kuryu matabas senamiru to oda pe nichung gui chacho yunegin denijina susoyang nichung gui chacho tenibe nicholanju 레라부치 차그리스 돈당마다 됐은 거. 딘디가라 소소 오늘 대원대 민대위 기천이 지네. 아니 코리오대야 즉 오늘 대화도 레라부치다. 농알 포야라. 엔페 겔킨도 민로가 또순로 하지. 딘디지 코리오지 된 거야. 내 전부를 쓴 거 알았어.
As Lama Tsongkhapa has said that when you rely upon mountains of gold, every beings that reside on that transforms into a mountain. When you rely upon poisonous mountain, everything that resides on that mountain turns into poisonous. What Lama Tsongkhapa is saying here is the importance of environment and how we can influence by our own environment, and by staying in an environment where in which there is a lot of goodness, kind-hearted. There's with that kind of environment, there's a good possibility that you can also generate those kind of positive qualities. If you kind of resides or coexist in an environment where there are lots of negativities, there is more likelihood that you get influenced by those. So human being, wanting to have a happiness and not wanting to have a suffering, with that kind of basic attitude, it's good to kind of create an environment that is conducive for that kind of achievement.
어쨌든지 니가라 직 오늘 다 수수 그리오데 니제 응고라고 질레 제바이나 그 수수 니제 미치 성기 마음에도 라메 버진 두고 가래 딘디가 강 답차템지 강기 두기를 니제나 세야다 오다 들이 뚝 세디가라 오늘 세서 적은 지셔가래 니제 생인데 내가 적은 지셔가래 딘디가라 직 지방은 봐 룽아기 저가 간디징이 좀 거쳐서 예서질라 즉 전선지 링 전대과에 시부징이 내 첨부레스 보다 뚜루베셀라 민주베진두 니제텔라 에네베 ngwela sayitela sosu manju bachine zabzab jogada ke chimbaresi
although you might have good intention of not getting influenced by negative environments, but because of the force and powers that you might have to without any options. And when Lama Tsongkhapa used this metaphor of poison being something that takes away our life, negative behaviors is this kind of sources that takes away our happiness. So the point here he's trying trying to advise us is importance of abstaining from being aware and then abstain from these kind of negative influences that can be easily kind of affected for yourself by others.
What I need to pa Luna Migujuna Duongore. What a dean doduna, the Bajiamichi go up from Rangasin Dini Sanki Zemba in the Sanki Zemba Siade, Mone Chik Ranla. Pungache Zawa, any deepas hindi, then Zawa in a machache, any Kukuy ending, Cindy and Chimin doesn't time to Tuiagi, Gawade, not some cheats of Mayimba. Jurgen Jus Sawa Joanna, go up some so much somewhat, go up some so much Habares, Jurwa Kunung and a pair, Tambo Kunung and Chanjuki Semis in Bachi. And in Muji and a pair, Gawakare, Chetty, Migo at Monday the Lunga is Migo at the Monday Vachine, speed up was Jethre. July ni pe Mimi Genta playing watch, Dustin Sum, Disum Tobaina, Ta go Pum Toba Chabares. What a theater, Sai Tembix up Tendijila and a pe Londog Tembani, Cotton de Sangor, Sangi Temba, say they Cotton de Sangores, Sungores. Tak Chugubum Yidijong Tonda Diona. What a sitting other Suduguns on the Chagores.
Behaviors that is not tainted or that's not influenced by negativity, such as 10 non-virtuous activity. And in brief, we can summarize the entire Buddha's teaching into this one word by Buddha himself. Do not create any negative, non-virtuous activity. Create absolute or perfect, positive activities. Control or train your mind. This is the teaching of Buddha. So when he says, create absolute or perfect virtuous action, it refers to creation of positive activities with in its kind of entirety, complete form, consisting of 3 parts: preparation, then actual act, and then conclusion. Conclusion being dedication. So when you create positive activities with those 3 components, it becomes complete, absolute and perfect. So this one verse is, again, as said before, it's really kind of summarized the entire teachings of Buddha, those 84,000 heaps of teachings.
What are those? That Kunon Jajuki Semgi Zimba. Any Tama and Be, Moate Mimiki Yentab Yondugala, Tapsing Yixing Udoa. Mimiki Yentab Sedugala, Toniki Koa Chabe, Tombanila Koakanam Chane. Nganazu Tonaji Mantala, Natu Nanganaji made somebody Mantaj go war. Kandaji Nanzulgina, Nanzulte, Yul Korangone, Sutuki to Vajnangore, Tenaji made some Mantaj Ugore. Also, Yumakan Yumatuli on the Gala. Tulji dishing money, Tulgu, dishing Dantene Naze level, Topalten, Tugore, Tulin, Tulnichik, Mazu Nanganajinji. They Pagini. Sutu the Omarwa, who Yumagi, Nazeda, me, Lepata Mamboys, Yin Sobaltening, as on Nangor, and Nana Jinji, Yo Mare. What that it though, oda tendeji kwa mantachi cha uwares ani kanje tongbani sidgala ngaran nangchunde shiyade ta shiwiji ne chambu chadi yore nzendong gumatabu ta chik ngone jitopala ko lokombe wangi waran ka ngazo lokombe wangi yoya mar ko nyamjang ngondu macha indugala lokombe kane yoya mar yo야 말지 나나 지 야외 송라 이치지니 나나 진지도 요 말에 난 낭줄들라 나랑주 위견나 마테 봤더니 추투도 도와시는 거 근데 땐 자원님 삼바지 이치 텐덴 셈나 딩절레바지 말에 버도 삼나타니 anything 고아지 랩토바지 고아레스 낭줄디 시야데다 내 체셔 차디어레스
So those three components we can say, beginning with the proper intention of altruistic mind, and then ending with the dedication, and especially dedicating with the understanding of, aimless or objectivelessness. This refers to the understanding of, emptiness. So. And that comes only from some, understanding of emptiness, as we have been discussing before. Things lacking, its intrinsic existence. It doesn't exist the way it appears to us. So that's the really kind of minimum understanding one has to have. Example of things that are created by magicians. When they created things, we know that it's merely kind of appearance created through different kind of factors and conditions, but they don't exist the way it appears to us. So in the understanding of emptiness, what is important is sort of destroying that the way things appears to us. And that kind of destruction of appearance as not something authentic or real happens naturally or spontaneously in the post-meditative stage that we were discussing in the book. But for us, as an ordinary people, we need to kind of have same understanding, but relying upon scriptures or teachings. And so at the minimum level, one has to have this kind of conviction that things, in a way they appear to us, is merely appearance. It's not, reality. This practice is very much rooted in the foundation of altruistic mind. So therefore, with that kind of foundational basis, whatever you do, teaching, listening, becomes really beneficial or productive. And with that kind of intention, when you listen and try to interpret, you get some it becomes more unique. There's a special kind of effect there, as His Holiness says. And so, therefore, altruism, bodhicitta, becomes the root practice in the Mahayana vehicle, and it becomes extremely crucial in a sense that it is a very unique seed of the enlightenment, although there could be many different forms and types of seed, but altruism is very unique. And so therefore it's kind of a helpful, beneficial, trying to integrate this in our day-to-day life, beginning with beginning your day with kind of generating this kind of intention. With that, we will continue reading text.
오다 계산된 참네 실증인 돌에 시도다 실증인 도 시도가라 다 오늘 자 콜로바바 카퍼바 시 신임에 비춰 고르세다 다티 차디오래 오다텔라 무무시드가라 시진게바 간제 쇼로가 붐자지 인데긴질라 붐스 아니 니티스티가라 다 딩데 니치데 아니 리바데 개성바체네 두스체네 기능 두숨제나 두스체고 아래 다티 점된데기 율다 순두 코라니 다 와라나시 렌지 초콜릿 순레 라바지 바게 자고 분비를 순두가라 점된데기 아니 유티된 점된데 랑기자 아니 텔라티자 숨세 꼬라 숨갸 아니 야주 루트르응한데 도스체네 주디가라 다 세징인 도데 시부지 4천보다 아니 디네 천부지 투기 오다 점된데랑기 티견바레세 송도아 아니 주고 바게 루트르응하지네 유차르다 아니 천상 쪽에 따데 점된데 자되게 자리 차상 가버렸어 쓰도와 와다 도스지네 숭긴여래 자좀 시월에 다시 중인도데 오늘 단다 덴바지나니 고람 셀도 단 고베 덴바 셀도 덴비 중데 따তে 차디요래 고파스디 갈라 즉 디바제 베제차 셀도 덴비 와다 토니 셀도 덴비 따페 눈에 남캠버 덴바메 시야데 셀도 덴비 중데 테 차디요래 와다 율기 어설 세숭도아 아니 유진 어설 저르당기 네 답하게 율라메 시자자웬도 아니 디신샤비 닝빈도 되게데 아니 나기 삼절전이 유진 어설 셈 엔베 라지 어서버데 제도더네 라 타나 람덴 제도던베 와다 두시데 다 크로완 도지기 람데 덴바지나니 덴바 타마니 데인사 데니 시부진네 전부 인사 아니페 바게 점된데 수는도 가라 콜로 파타니 이제네 콜로 땅배 가노 고바체도 된데 수 콜로 타마델라 렉체 초거데 센잠베랑 중지다 나기 아니 바게 투모메인 바다 나라 참저제기 아니 디시샤비 닝분 도저디베 디시샤비 닝빈도데 란덴 솔 셀도 된데 수레 세데 가름지 때 수도 맞아서는지다 랍투야 요마르다 다이팅 오네 겸거름지 가데 뉴메 차데오레 딘디가라다 독수레 와다 딘디가라 시우진네 첨보다 아니 다 고바 야첨부지 인상 고 가보 고나 사체 첨보 유아 인상 디 점된데 랑기 투모메인베 답하게 디 셀도 된데 송고야 돼 고바테요레스
Continue with the reading on page 137. The Perfection of Wisdom Sutra says, Perfection of Wisdom Sutra as you know, comes under the from the three turning of the wheel of Dharma, the middle turning of the wheel of Dharma, clearly kind of distinguishing phenomena. And for that Perfection of Wisdom Sutra, there are three different kind of say a form. The most elaborate, most extensive is what we call 100,000 verses, and then medium is 20,000 verses, and then shortest version is 8,000 verses. Three different version in terms of length of Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. And when Buddha gave these teachings on Perfection of Wisdom Sutra, this teaching is considered as very unique, sacred, as compared to other teachings. Buddha himself constructed his own throne, and then he offered three prostration. And when he sit on the throne, he recite, prayers or recitations or mantra of, eliminating all kinds of evils, and then he kind of proceed giving these teachings, and it also says that he kind of perform sort of miracles, extending his tongue, covering entire of his face. So the this Perfection of Wisdom Sutra is considered as a very unique, precious, sacred, because in this teaching we find, as His Holiness says, emphasize primarily, in interpretation of the true cessation from the Four Truth, true cessation, or you can say the understanding of emptiness, and that is the main point of this sutra, Perfection of Wisdom Sutra, and or another way of saying is clarity of the object versus clarity of the subject. Clarity of the subject or subjective clarity, it was explained in the Vajrayana system, such as Sutra of Tathagata Garbha, and from the Four Noble Truths, that is the main kind of interpretation about true path. And so from the three turnings of the wheel of Dharma, the middle one has kind of two part. The first part is this one, clearly kind of distinguishing phenomena, and then second part of that same turning of the wheel of Dharma is about tantric system or Vajrayana system. So therefore this is to begin with, it's considered as a very difficult to understand concept, but once you understood it, it has a very profound kind of impact or meaning that you can have.
Oyata Sijingin Doles Zuni Namgi Parji Chugun Yuma Nile Tondam Yumar Sumba Tabu Yutsam to Tugyang Zemba Kebale Chebatans. What are the Tondam Zemba Yumar Zendong Yumal Tabu Shebala Zemba Kegorze, Zemba Sedi, Gaja Dembalaja. Tangaja Demba Tartuna, around Nang Sulti Nang Yundicala. Sutupto, you cannot Malteba, Chata Chachana Malteba, Sutu the Nang Mudoa, then Nang Sultira, the Nang Yore. What a Zemba Ke, say the Zembade, Gaja Zembalajane. What a tea Makena, didn't Nang Sulti Machina. What a Nilu Mema, Zenon Yumata said Toya, Kabuchadiore. What a tea Sungore. Zembasi Zella, Gaja Zembalaja. The tea Nurgio Mare, Samsamla. Gajala Zembas Shagore. You Nilu de la Zembas Labore. Can't Tomiaginga, Yori, what a Tucini. The Zembachimasi, Gajala Jagore, Sundua, what a teddy, Dembala K. The Jindu 나와 유마타부 제발라 니레 니니 치마오 디출 골라버잖아 텔레 유마 켄질 디싱 딸랑도 둘베세 딸랑기 나와 문숨 쳔미 tum나 나와 tarki tenyo pa tongbanyi ki shebe ngabanyi chobala yumar charwa jindu hepa suikeo dangane papa suikeo jansim suike yongshogore nyana suike yongshogore ari papa sede tongi ngonsumdo tobe ni be tela jansim papa yongshogore nyinte papa danangya papa yongshogore oda gansa dendi hepa ki gansa dangsi punsoki chukkunla le chache soki ugone tanye betsime lebar jubjing dedagi singdu ngar shebe ngacha chamuni rishiki kebani sobal yumar chawa ino diang nyam inkis diang ta nyamjadu namkaltu bo tombani kyame netu songwe tse setade mambujura nyamja kabla nangzul mangbuji ka yinza 강 간제 냠자 갈라 율데 일쟁 양쳐서 나와요 말에 나와 땡유 누베레 니낭 숨누 보고 와래 냠자 수디갈라 춘일 찌치도 냠자 양디갈라 즉 가진낭 줄데가 추징견낭 줄데가 애니 율데 일쟁 양쳐서 낭 줄데가 낭줄 때 순간간에 동상지 찾지마도 개개 내가 말해. 어다 된들 네가라 냠자 갑다 냠자 남칼도 보 동상지 차 가제 된두 카페 동상지 차감 차점 지마도 연구하 말해. 어다 뜻은 거래. 냠자 남칼도 보 세야 돼. 된동 규말도 보 세디가 되게 공도 주지돼. 냠자 제톱신데 냠자 때레 당위 애니 가자데 라 니페 냠자 라용두가라 tagi lo kombe wangi demba meba khedi gore inaya nyamja layon du gala chik kunzo benawale ngore chini kanla tenam bawe geji chujingi nawade lebyong gore yuli inji ganche sunawe nawade leyon gore leyon gode lo kombe wala o diniji dan nangi du na stand me samba lode tenden chargo gore ngaranzo movie tadi gala 파기니 디비니 샤르잠마도 디비 코란에 추투도 좀더긴지 아주 롤란 덴디지 차투고 와라 삼탕나 다 삼마탄 되나 또고 배 파기니 유 샤르데 대가잠마도 네번경 와라 다티 이 삼롱 낸덴다나 디비니 샤르잠지 파기 지출기 니베 왕게 샤르잠마도 디비 코라는 매바다 맞아 하고 거라 얘는 그뒤에 샤르고 그러와 제대 마테 거는 샤르고 그러와 와다 때존지 차고 왔다 나한테 두수 삼다나 배 미시밭 삼로 코르투야지 차고 왔어 간지 이제 덥다 냠자시인데 지 개발 기어래 텔레 나와나 율낭 유마르 잡아텔라 tar zunga tsal miko sos
page 137 the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra says, for instance, when it is said that ultimate truth is illusory, this is interpreted as meaning that they are like illusions in that, although things exist, their true existence is negated, and there is the interpretation that while things are empty, they appear, and that appearance is like an illusion. For these two, it is the later. So, here the ultimate when it is said that ultimate truth is illusory, the truth here refers to the truth that needs to be negated. Truth can be interpreted in reality of things, or it can be interpreted here as kind of that needs to be negated. And that is the object of negation. that appearance, sometimes we call it truth appearance or appearance of truth, as if things exist independently, inherently, without relying upon causes and factors and conditions, and that kind of appearance of things is is illusory. I will explain this in a way that is easier to understand. When the magician conjures of a horse or elephant from a pebble or stick, the appearance of the horse or elephant is established by direct valid perception of the visual consciousness, while mental consciousness ascertains that it is empty of existing in the way it appears. Combining these two aspects like this is how things appears like illusion. Ordinary persons and exalted beings here refers to what we call noble beings, Aryas, and all phenomena such as the aggregates, actions, that which is acted upon, the agent and so forth, are correctly established by a nominally valid cognition. The subtle object of negation, which, as explained above, is projected onto these bases, is eradicated by analytical awareness. When these two factors are brought together, things appear as illusions. Moreover, once we have carried out the space-like equipoise on emptiness and gone to the very heart of the practice, when we arise from it and the appearance of objects is illusory, there is no need to seek further techniques. So here, as we saw before, these space-like meditative equipoise and then aftermath or post-meditation stage. During the stage of space-like meditative equipoise, all kind of dualistic appearance will, or duality will, disappear. Many appearances will get kind of disappeared in this space-like equipoise stage. That's why it's called space-like, and there is no kind of a distance or gap between subject and object. There is a disappearance of appearance of object of negation, subject as well, and so there's a merely kind of that that experience or understanding of like a sky or space, voidness. But on the other hand, when we arise from it, the post-meditative state or aftermath, at that stage, there is an appearance, waking up from that kind of meditation. When you look out, you have all appearances that things exist, appearance as if things exist kind of intrinsically, truly, but at the same moment you have this natural spontaneous understanding that this is just mere appearances. There's no reality. And example here would be watching a TV. When you watch a TV, what you are seeing is merely at the they exist at the level of appearance. The images or whatever you see in the TV does not literally exist in the TV. It's merely kind of reflection caused by different factors and conditions, and all of those make kind of us to, kind of have that feeling that what you see in TV is something real.
다 토마 레땅부 세스 다지당 가차 찌두 레베 소소 낭 민투베 유마르 차주 슈 중심 세다다들이 당안조 디 섬다나 디 차트위야지 아주 낭줄달 가려래 베나 텝디 타부정 아주 낭용도 갈라 다 텝디 상이 송이 다지데 가르래 텝들어와 아주 텝드 낭용도 갈라 다지데다 애니베 가장이 찌둔데 아주 낭줄데 찌둔데 난 거. 텝 코랑 나 텝디 수투투 좋아나지 난 거 얼마도 들 수투 텝 유캔 망불로 sol 텝도 같은데 아주 난 거 말해. 딘디 배 다지당 가차kin 치든 레벨 나와서니 저는 그만 더 낭출데 슈충충 거래 세세야데 다때 두고 와래 낭출 대용 거래 아주 이거 아주 슈충 거래 가서지 삼 땅게 배 두세네니 로콤베 왕게 아니 디 가가체 두고래 디 가가체 두베다 아니 즉 밖에 소수유기 렌진디야 슈충 줘야지다 밖에 렌진이 디밭 that 지삽 세브론 로스리 애니페티 롤레 차르주데 체루 용고야 봐 세브리 겨울무 승구도와 겨울무 제 동이로 공부해야 돼 오늘 주로 줍더니 공부해야 인스 단사니 동이 된데 dembe 중리 디드네 베에 잘로나요 도가라 참들 구줄베 삽라다 잡지 용구도 구세 승도와 다딩원에 차에 거래 밖에 린이 참아 딸에 셰스니 에 데타양다 땡인도가라 대바침비 강사 아니베 그 기부 바로바데 대바침부 임바데 가르스라 대바침비 최초가나 미니 치마 정도다 리기 보보나다 다 개발전데 데미치서 어다 땡리베 대전계네 셰럽기 초기 리셋바데 그 셰럽기 초기 중지 통용도가라 리라 좋아 만다지다 아니 디디왕게 리기 보부나야다라 아니베 리라 디용과래 ini jan tabgi chi reset ini be semjen nyam thapa ji nyam ngang nang ju nyam thapa de lagyo mar kaje semjen in chinje ji 단데 내가 가리인로 레년기 왕도 여 친제지 농알는 바 지용도 갈라 딘 다네 찌마로 냠바지 직하게 딘디지인데 야 툴라 트랑 만다지다 아니 베 셈니 뽑아식 전부지 레 요래서 송도와 와다 딘디지다 데 탑기 전에 리셋 봐 와다 도스지니 간제 탑기 전에 리셋 발라 에 동알 뭐치 쳐고래 동알 뭐치 쳐야라 담보 란상이 동알다 삼다나 디왕 인중도 두고 거래 디 란상을 삼 동알데 삼다데 인중야 다바시 주연데 디인더이 동알데 에네베 젠라 카포제 두스치니 니지 두고 그래 저 송도가 어떻게 꾸림데 빼 민세바 디도와 에네 상라 샤마사킨 치에 요마로 순리제 딘디가라 랑게 동알 에니 차반드치기 동알 소소테 삼다 냐냐도 삼다 냐냐 삼다 에네 때는 민데비 geb기 조비 로지테 본데기 로지다 에니 다 코랄 타고도 저 코랄 견도 통과하래 다띠 귀진 디지 네번 장용도 갈라 에니 다젠 에니 벤 가격 기sem전 담제 동안데 봐충 엔 동알 민데 봐충 대완데 봐충 에니 동안 에니 베 민데나 동알 ponta 마시 대완데나 대위 유튜타 마시 덴데 왕기타 도시인데 갈라 닌제 일 응아 차가 어와 어다 도시니 니지 도타데 도시니 숭도와 어다 되게 또 수준배 진이 간체 탑신이 그 밖에 에 세미나라 딘즈다 뽑아 투모만 유비 레고도스 겨울음 숭도와 어다 그래 주사매진 대세대서 적긴 주주소 가양 많이베 던콤발레 대타게 나와 tumbutu sharwani yumetonu sewata nala rajime pas 나송 yarme 세세야 와다 테리 데니 데메토바다 나와라 훈데기 타와키와 마치비 현 이노 세와다 다 유마르차둘 가르사 디치다
Sì, quello di
lo stato normale.
non è certità.
Resha. Caro. Tos guat. Tenam.
통말레 당부에서 각시다 가자직도 제바.
오래 가지직도 대봐서 남들 민팀비 유마르차주 슈충진스. 마르터 곰켄기 연라다 만데비 술기 유린도 곰버토나 동반이기 던 친지 말로버 로 타랍기 탈침번 기로 서 오다 두스네 덴데 다 nga르기 꼼킨 인라다 만데비 술기 윤린도 꼼버제나 동반이기 던 친지 말로 par tobar lo rapi tarchimban girosa da tane tangaranzo tegingedo kondo juju tere ngaso nangsulde tambo komba tambo de ngaso nangsulde shikwaere di machine yoya koreyo mare tate 단당아서 냠냠부터는 영해요 말이 뒤인데가라 산다 낭줄데라 간디 내낭 되기도 민도 낭줄데 때에 낭나신지 파기 유른 코랑원에 초도도 민도 그가라 초도도 두번 남겨와 남기도 와 그시고 합니다 배 파기 유른 코랑원에 여바지 마도 뒤 율데 두발라 아니 이게 망부터 와쟁아서 3년은 kur고 말에 와다 배예 차대 차쟁기 되네 손으로 걸고 말이야. 이걸 걸어. 수도도 도반한 거래. 뒷나용도 갈라 되난데 용과래. 같이 렘브란트 풀대다 애니 배배기 최진 동반이 동이 갈라 배배 동지 등이 데비술기 나용도 갈라. 데칼에 갈라 선도 등이 예 카카시 제투비나 동지 때다. 애니 낭술 등이 카카시 제투비나 애니 충 콤바싱 싱진 두스체달라 아니 배 되낭 추추로야 와다 두스용 거레스 엔텐디 잡아이노 콤발레기 아니 배 로랍기 아니 배 타르침바지 아니 동이기 동이 또 별로 문도 줄여야지 용그레스 가는 거 다테리.
When initially meditating on emptiness through mixing the basis of negation, such as a person, and that which is to be negated, the person's inherent existence, together as one, they cannot appear individually, therefore their illusory appearance is weak. But as explained above, through faultlessly cognizing the meaning of emptiness and gaining familiarity with it over a long period of time by not relinquishing the factors and conditions of meditation, your intellect will reach the limit of perfection. So at the beginning of the meditation, at the initial stage, as said here, when we look at, for example, here in this book by itself, it's a basis of designation. When we see such thing like that, then we designate it conceptually and using a and the appearance of the book. Those are two separate things. But however, at the beginning of the meditation, we cannot have that kind of understanding that these two are something two individual separate entities. The book as an object of negation or object of designation, and book appearance of the book, that it exists inherently, that it exists without relying upon factors and conditions. That everything to us appears as something one entity. So that is how everything appears to us, and that is because of lack of our own experiences and knowledge, and not knowing how how or in what way book came into existence in its real sense. So but as mentioned here, faultlessly cognizing the meaning of emptiness and gaining familiarity with this concept, not quick or short but very long period of time, eventually one will come to the point where you can gain intellect to understand perfectly what is appearance level and how things exist in reality. And when you have that intellect, then there is emotional reaction that you can experience and feel. So as His Holiness shares his own feeling, is trying to understand concept of emptiness in his 16 and 17 years, engaging more and more, and later when he hear this concept, it gives him kind of very unique sensations, and this we find in kind of in the text of valid cognition, using different kinds of reasoning. One reasoning that is used is, for example, to prove somebody as suitable disciples of the greater vehicle's teachings. As soon as they hear teachings of greater vehicle, there's immediate physical responses, like falling in tears, goosebumps. So those are kind of a physical reaction from that kind of understanding, and so that's what kind of His Holiness experienced. And there's immediate that kind of proves his kind of special or unique understanding of the emptiness, and the combination of both method and wisdom, from the method aspect, kind of awakening our own Buddha nature, and for that it is important to understand, recognize, identify suffering as a suffering, and when understanding a suffering on yourself and wanting to liberate from that suffering, that is what we call renunciation. Especially from three different types of suffering, this understanding of the third types of suffering, in renunciation. And when you just kind of directed that, understanding towards other sentient beings outside of your mind, towards others, that becomes compassion. And so when you identify your own suffering, that makes you to kind of feel that that gives you a feeling of wanting to free yourself from that kind of suffering, and to liberating yourself from cyclic existence. And so with that experience of your own mind, when you look at others, then with this understanding that other sentient beings are basically the same as yourself, and they must have exactly kind of same feeling. But however, others not knowing method and ways to attain happiness, and although they want happiness, and not knowing how to eliminate the cause of suffering, although they don't want suffering. So with that kind of understanding of reality, we have a kind of spontaneous so here both kind of method as well as wisdom aspect, understanding of emptiness, can become a huge strength, that gives encouragement or ability. And so as I said beginning of this this paragraph, at the beginning there is that kind of unable to separate, and there's a illusion of true appearance or appearance of truth, although it is not true. But as you engage more and more, eventually you can gain intellect. As said, your intellect will reach the limit of perfection.
어떤 재능신데 상마게 버든 된대기 어레스. 이낭 아주 낭나진지 버리다 사통보 되긴데도 그 냠자바 제통 끝이 yar라나 재능사 상마게 버든 되기 어레. 지지 에네페 장주세 사주바 사주 토미이실라 재능 요레. 어떤 상계 손에다 요말 어떤 도시네 재능 방사로와 되게 요말 어떤 때때 버든 되기 어레. 어떻게 대나신데 고 냠 다 가서 그래 상기 다 아니베 상기 마토베 냠버 미토베 다 냠자바 마토바 아니베 딩이 비기로 마다 점피세요 말 상기당 냠자바 마토 다 간디지나 대나 레이거 이나양 아조 대나 레야다 아니베 제도바도 대나 레야니 dago mare ngazo chujin any being gachani difference in the ore kodon kakachet bore ti gana lo kombe ongi ten so ni me bate ngamam shuju ki ket bore ngazo ki go mare samlo tan ma do samlo ji tan pe yin rimbo pe yarım sungdo ni killer riba nazat bordo samlo tan den chergi yarız ji sungdo o den ji ma da ki go ma di kyapreyo
So this, true appearance or appearance of truth is something that exists in every consciousness other than enlightened beings and practitioners in meditative equipoise. And this true appearance that unable to differentiate, the basis of negation and, that which is to be negated, or the inherent existence. So that is kind of fallacies or that exist in every consciousness other than only two, enlightened being and in meditative equipoise. It exists even in the mind or consciousness of aftermath, and it exists all up to from 10th ground, even the first part of 10th ground. Those who even in that level of stages, they have this kind of true or truth appearance.
Oda janju seba chekawa chimbo janju ki sem rimbochi jongwe zamba tepa chimbo lojong ningi oda chimo nime ozarji jawan dinis zewar chabe sunrab gyatso tabola wanjirwe tepen kebo tamba chigi gyabo zongabi chimbe zama jiltawa jindo jarwa yinlas te taki ne trashiptang jeba tasewa jezangi jinzebe janju lamgi rembe tsule kondo chubar chawo ze sungdo ada ningyu siyadera yubadela ningyu de ringi nide ningyu wanda ta chidarani ta janju ki semsen tondam seke kuinza seke karayina tondam seke de ningyu jena jerumboche ngone tumu mayi ba jizun jambe kane jizun jambe yang jal ngusun jalne eni tongi ngachadun dodo chene eni diri pekar tang uma risotu pake senyon dukala eni jizun jambe yang ke eni ti gaze nang dukala eni jirumbuchi ke ti gugumindu zi ya jugu chungduwa oda gugumindu zi judukala jirumbuchi ke eni jizun jambe yang jirumbuchi la eni kirandi samdans eni yang yandu tsosa dibajong eni be de samne mibotang gores te tana namji nangi tanda labsha gyode eni kirale kendu kiraji yungris te unuden uyu nangdoa tangazo zonjinda telekyang ta jerumbuche denji join nangazo 좀 telekyang 가사진 받았어 매미 걸어봐 오다 대진에 니 jerumbuche eni be 로카페 멘데사 eni be 가chen 나지 eni be 좀 무더벌리 그다리 지지가라 eni be 동영 웃음도 도네 eni 도스지네 동일라 eni 뭐 과차 eni be 진말로 차네 오다 도스 중에서 숨도 니기잖아 jerumbuche 지준 잠배는 태가라 eni be 동이 또야기 겐데 도스제 바래 링규제만은 전단이 존대답에 시징이 되고 뭐 친지말로보다 밥용도가 링기잖아 사 점된데 두 중국 가나 도와나지 점된데를 두고 가래 시징이 돌로 두고 가래 돈이 따와대 자주기 센데 땅 오늘 니기잖아 다 그것이 제가 왔다 다다 배 지름부채도 땅 내가 그것이 제가 왔다도 두스지네 아니 그것이 가르소래 니기제나 다 라마셀링 발레 애니베 가르사 지름 라마셀링 발레 조지 파다 에디샬레 라마셀링 바니 조지 파다 에디시센 조지 파다 에디사 샬라 애니베 냐면 진레 유당 랍진 주기 니가 찌둔데니 다 잠바니 찌둔데니 조지 단다 지왈라기 숭긴데다 유니맹아드인 숭긴 찌둔데니 에디샤센 addition도 수마규 용 애니베 디제네 데디퍼도 답에 그시 체크아웃 버도 좀다 난거 말에 상외 담바체 버자스 숨도 안 좀 들리면아 상와 세요데 좀다 만나지 미 왕부 넘보 냠낸 제 두겐 된지 마다 난거 말에 오다 그것이 체가오게 아니 로정 던지면은 소염라 아니 잡아서 나야 진짜 말이 어디 두스지네 니규잖아 조지 발에 아디션이 다 나라도 장주기 셈세데 다 군소생계들이 어디 두스지네 라마셀링 바탄다 인도네시아 문진지기도 와 라마셀링 비통일도 인도네시아 셀링 티아다 셀링 어디 문진지기도 와 어디 두스지네 데리 링기잖아 전된데 니페파 디제 니페 예 유바데 니페 파파 토메균이 두스지니 용데게 어디 두스 전된데 잠바네 파파 토메 두스지니 균이 잠바 용데게 두스진 차고 간지 예 탑기 차이나 셰랍기 차이나 가래 이나만 니가 아니베 링기나 전된데 두고 와 니기제나 두모마이면 소소소게 두스지니 용고 어디 두스레스
연기들 그시로 가서 전남성계대 제르고체 지체네 군줍성계대
아디샬 두스지니 요레스 아디샬 라마셀링 바니 라마스 티디페 자가르 코나레 체투체기르스도 아니 자가르 균 메체 짤짤짤 마라데 아니 베 라마셀링 바요지고 아디샤 아니 베 라마셀링 파페 아니 셀링 바 타와제나 센잠베 타와르도 셀링 바코랑 아니 장축이 샘게 담배 맹아 시우지가 인자 아니 베다 타와제나 갈사 탄다 조조가 에디샤 우마 바차데로 타와제노 토레 다 제비 파기 남바데 투모만 비지나 라마셀링 바타데 체데 기가연자 아니 베 로숨달 다와카진 지지데 다가님 인도네시아 베티는 맛 덴주거리도 아니 때가라 아니 베 냠린 진랩기타 단다 지와는 마균데게 냠린 랍진 주기테다 아니 윤메가 윤니 유체게 냠린 진랩기 니 유빠니가 주지드는 아디샤스 내 아디션의 마도스니 규용게 체테스 소도
page 138. The great Bodhisattva Chekawa's advice on training in the precious awakening mind, the excellent whispered lineage of the great vehicle mind training, known as the rays of the sun, has been explained according to the whispered instructions of the Venerable Master, who has mastery over the ocean-like teachings of the ones thus gone, the sublime navigator, the great king of the doctrine, Tsongkhapa. The final view concerning the subtlest essence of these subjects should be discerned from this venerated teacher's great exposition of the stages of the path to enlightenment. The lineage here, we can categorize into two. One is called here it is translated as whispered lineage, and another one is we say kind of long lineage, literally. So what does this mean here is that whispered lineage, again that whispered lineage, when we look at the whispered lineage of the altruistic mind, and as you know, altruistic mind, there are two kind of category, absolute and relative. Absolute altruistic mind, the whispered lineage traces back to Lama Tsongkhapa, and Tsongkhapa has a direct vision of Manjushri. So when he has a kind of difficulties in understanding those 6 great texts by Nagarjuna, text in the middle way, Tsongkhapa sort of got frustrated and asked Manjushri, that he is having a hard time to understand, and then Manjushri instructed him to, engage in accumulations of positive merits and purification, and because of that he went to a southern Tibet region called Hoka and stayed for long retreat, primarily doing mandala offering for purification, and so. Of course, when Lama Tsongkhapa kind of expressed that kind of difficulties for ordinary people like us, it would be difficult in understanding this the wisdom aspect. The whispered lineage of the relative altruistic mind That we can trace this back to Atisha, and Atisha received that special instruction from, as you know, Lama Selingpa, and he is at that time considered as from Indonesia, and during Atisha's time, that particular lineage is almost kind of disappearing from India, and so he heard that that lineage is still exists in Indonesia with Lama Selingpa. So he went there to receive this lineage, and then Atisha became kind of a practitioner who, is like merging a two tradition into one. The lineages of great blessings from Atisha, and Labjin Juju the
Nyamnen Chile de to Unimenga Yungone, Semjo Adere. Lapchin Chugu de Jualagi Pagi, Zajin Jebegoni, Semjo Adere.
So this, true Atisha become kind of a person that merges two technique. The true technique we can say here, kind of those two techniques of generating altruistic mind. One practice being sevenfold cause and effect. That we see coming down from Maitreya Buddha, and then other practice coming down from Atisha is exchanging and equalizing yourself with others. Those two lineage become kind of one in Atisha's, and up to Chekawa's period, as we see in the mind training text, it is treated as secret instruction. Mind training's teachings were not given openly in public, because of a suitable kind of compatibility problem with the disciples. So it is treated as a secret. But from Chekawa's time onward, then it became more kind of public teachings. This. We'll take a break here.